Okay, so this method of factorization mainly will be factorizing quadratic expression. So this is one of the method where a lot of people find that it's very difficult at the start, but eventually you will be able to do it even mentally. Despite that, if you see, right, the working can look like it's quite a huge chunk of working. So I'll be showing the cross factorize, which looks like this. So why does that look like this, right? Okay, so first of all, let me show you first. So there will be two zones that you will need to understand. So this is the adding zone, and this is the multiply zone. Okay, so there will be two zones that you will need to have. So on the right column is the adding zone, and on the left column is the multiplication zone. So what are we actually doing? So typically, you will put, okay, maybe we label it this way. So this is x squared. X squared will be number 1. X will be number 2. Constant will be number 3. But when you rearrange, right, you will rearrange 1, 3, 2. You will put number 2 at the corner. You will put x squared here. You will put a minus 12 here. So that is how you put it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You will put it 1, 3, 2. Okay, so in the multiplication zone, this is what you're trying to do. You try to find out something times something to give you a x squared. So, which is quite obvious, that is just a x and x. The difficult one is minus 12. You must find some multiplication where you multiply, it will get you a minus 12. You can play around with it first. So for example, maybe I choose a minus 4. I choose a plus 3. So positive 3 and negative 4, yes, it does give you a minus 2, minus 12. But you can only accept it when you do a cross multiplication. So you cross over. So as you cross, okay, don't forget when you cross, you are still in the multiplication zone. So when I say you cross over, you are still multiplying. So you cross over and you multiply. You must be able to get minus x when you do the addition zone. So when you do the addition zone, you must be able to get the minus x. So in a way, the minus x is like a checkpoint. So this is like a checkpoint. Okay, so then where exactly is your answer? So after doing so much, where is the answer? The answer will be the two, this and this. So this one is like x plus 3. Then this one is like a x minus 4. So that is the answer. Of course, can you be checking? Yes. By now, your expansion should be quite good. So do your expansion. So you should get back the original expansion. Okay, so there is a multiplication zone, there is a addition zone. The addition zone is like a check whether you approve the answer or not. So sometimes maybe for a start, you need to practice this category first. You need to practice all the x square category. Okay, because as we go to the next category, when the numbers get more complex, of course it gets harder. For this one, right, I think I got a typo. You got to be changing this to a 3. So again, x squared is the first bubble, x is the second bubble. The constant is the last bubble. So if you're going to factorize, okay, set up your zone first. Set up the addition zone. Set up the multiply zone. And then you are going to put your items like 1, 3, 2. So number 1 will be 2x squared. Number 3 will be positive 3. Here will be a minus 5x. So don't forget, the one in the corner is the checkpoint. So I must add up to this. So this is my checkpoint. Okay, so the addition part will tell you to approve or disapprove whatever you choose in the multiply zone. Okay, so again, the multiply zone, what multiplied by what will give you a 2x squared. So that will be 2x and an x. Then what multiplied by what can give you a positive 3. Okay, 1 times 3 will give you positive 3. Maybe you can also explore a minus. Why do I want to explore a minus? Because the checkpoint has a minus. So maybe I try -1 and -3. Okay, I don't know whether it works. So we got to be trying the cross multiply. You will get -6x. Here, you will get -x. Okay, so if you try doing this, right, you actually end up with -7x. So what does that mean? It means like all these are actually wrong. So it means that your -1 is wrong, -3 is wrong. Maybe I can change it to, so just now where I put, so just now my -3 was at the bottom. Maybe I put -3 on top and I put -1 below. It is still -3 times -1, giving me a positive 3. But then, right, I'm going to see whether my cross will work or not. So here will give me a -2x. Here will give me a -3x. And you try adding, it gave you the -5x. Once it gave you the -5x, this will be your answer. These 2 boxes will be your answer. These 2 boxes will be your answer. So the first 2 boxes will be 2x minus 3. The second 2 boxes will be x minus 1. So again, you can try to do the arrow method to see whether it gets back the same expression or not. Okay, so now we're going to be trying 6x squared minus x. minus 15. So this one is even more difficult to try. So we set up the zone first. Set up the zone, label your 1, 2, 3. X squared will always be 1. X will always be 2. Constant will always be 3. But when you arrange them, you arrange 1, 3, 2. So when you arrange them, you arrange into the 1, 3, 2. And don't forget, this is the adding zone. You are trying to see whether it adds up to this or not. So the adding zone is the checkpoint. Okay, so now I'm going to try here. So there's a lot of choice for this one. 6x squared. I can do a 6x times x, or I can do a 3x times 2x. So there's a lot of choice that you can try for 6x squared. Here, you also got a lot of choice. Maybe it can be 15 times minus 1, or minus 15 times positive 1, or it can be a positive 3 times negative 5, or it can be minus 3 times positive 5. So you have so many things to play around. So this kind of thing, maybe this one will be more time consuming. Okay, but if you look at the checkpoint, the number is quite small. Because the number is quite small, I would rather I shortlist the smaller number. Okay, because the number is quite small, minus x. So I might shortlist the smaller number. So unless the smaller number doesn't work, then maybe I will try the bigger number. Okay, so okay, maybe I will try positive 3 and minus 5. Okay, I don't know whether it works or not. We got to cross it, then we will know. So cross, I get positive 9x. Cross, I get a minus 10x. And I really do a minus x. I happen to get it without trying too much. So it matched the checkpoint. Your answer will be the two boxes here, horizontal box and the horizontal box. So it will be 3x minus 5, then it will be 2x plus 3. Okay, so there will be a lot of trial and error. Eventually, you are advised to be able to do the factorization all in your head. So if you train your brain right, it's possible to factorize without doing out everything. It will be in your head. So I'm quite used to it already. A lot of students, they also quite used to it. By the time they go upper side, right, they don't need to do all this. They can mental out the two brackets. Okay, in the last one here, you got a minus x squared. Usually, I don't like to factorize with a negative. So usually, I will factorize out the negative first. Then later on, I will get my two brackets. So I will be getting my two brackets based on this part. Based on 1, 2, 3. You will realize that it will be easier to factorize with just x squared instead of minus x squared. So set up the zone first. So it will be x squared here, positive 4x here, minus 21 here. So you're going to set up the zone like this. Okay, this will be your checkpoint. You are trying to get this. So we set up the boxes. When you got x squared, it's very direct. It's just an x times x. Then when you, for this one, it's quite easy. It will be either positive 7 times minus 3 or negative 7 times positive 3. So I will be choosing the positive 7 and minus 3. Okay, because when I do the cross, I get the minus 3x. When I do the cross, I got positive 7x. And that's my 4x, positive 4x. So when it is correct, these two boxes will be your answer. So it's like two horizontal rows. So this will be a x plus 7. This will be a x minus 3. You can leave the answer like this. Or if you want to multiply into the, so for here, for this one, I'll multiply into the second bracket. Because if I multiply to the second bracket, I'll get 3 minus x. The negative one can only be multiplied to one of the bracket. You choose which bracket you want to multiply. So you realize I choose to multiply to x minus 3 because it will become 3 minus x. I'm going to leave the x plus 7 alone because the x plus 7 is a ninth bracket. So that is the idea of your cross factorization. There are still more examples, but I think with this, you can practice some basic first.